I'm Maximilian Jarrett. This issue of the future of the creative consumer is something that we in some way touched on during my time working with the late Kofi Annan on the Africa Progress panel in Geneva. We decided to come at African issues in a slightly different way from from the ways in which others approached it. We didn't just look at Africa as a continent of great challenges and great problems. We looked at Africa as a continent with great opportunity. And in doing that, we also looked at the creative economy in Africa. We looked at sports, we looked at art, we looked at music, we looked at Nollywood. And we started to see a story coming out of there of African innovations that were not just doing great things within Africa for Africa, but they were also about to start setting the pace of how things are seen or perceived across the globe. So we came up with the phrase, African innovations for Africans, by Africans, for Africa and the world. So that to me is one of the first things one needs to start looking at when one starts discussing the issue of the future of the creative consumer. That Africa and also Asia are no longer the other. They are key players, not just in terms of consumers and a market, but as the co-creators of the new world. And the key thing, I believe, that creators in the developed world, the so-called developed world, need to be mindful of is that if you don't start engaging with those creators and those audiences now, you'll be shut out, because already China and Africa are getting closer and closer. India and Africa are getting closer in terms of economic relations. And it's just a step further for there to be even closer relations between Nollywood, Bollywood, and the emerging Chinese film industry. So the future of the creative consumer lies in Africa and Asia in terms of the new pace that is being set. And I really believe that it's key that Europe and America join this train, work together, and create at a faster pace this new world, a world in which there is no other, it's borderless, and we're basically just creating great stuff. And we're just creating great stuff for everyone to enjoy no matter where they are, whether they're watching Black Panther or Crazy Rich Asians. It's the fact that it's something that's been created for the entire world to consume, and people are telling their own stories in their own way, first and foremost, without having to decide we can't say this or can't say that because the audience isn't really ready for that.